We're going to talk about the interface of Adobe Illustrator. Now I'm on Illustrator now. I've opened my Illustrator now. Adobe products, they have different versions from I think the last version was C6. Now the latest version of Illustrator is CC, from CC Creative Cloud 4 and so on. So what I'm using here is 219, CC 219. So if you're using different version, you still follow us along. Okay, so if your version show this, gives you this welcome window, welcome to Adobe Illustrator. So there are few things. This area is where you set your page, set the size of your document. In Illustrator we call it artboard. We're going to I will drop a brief description on this, the notes on this. I think it's going to be on the group chat. I will drop that. I will not upload it to the channel, so I'm going to drop that on the group chat. So what I'm going to do here is, first I'm going to create a new document because I want to start doing something new. So create a new document. When you click on new document, I can get from any size here, but I don't want this for now. There are many things which all these things will not be there because I've done something already. That's why it's giving me recent. You can see it's recent. So while waiting for this to open, now we're going to do some settings here. Just like CorelDRAW, when you open new, it will give you a page, a dialog box appear which you set your page. So the same thing here, you set your page. First I'm going to come down to my artboard name. What name am I going to give my file? Let's call it first design. Let me just call it first design. Then the width and the height depend on the size you give to it. I'm choosing A4 here. If you take a look at, I'm using A4, so we're going to use A4 now. Another thing is the orientation of your artboard. Do you want it to be portrait or do you want it to be landscape? So I'm going to keep it at portrait. And the number of artboard is a page. How many pages do you want your design to be? How many page design do you want to be? You want it to be 2 artboard or 3 artboard, depends. So I'm going to keep it on 1 artboard. Okay, let me use 2 so that we can see, like that's 2 pages, 2 artboards. And another thing which is very, very important is bleed. Bleed is setting alignment, or we call it offset alignment, to your design. When you print a design, there must be alignment to trim off. So the same thing here. So I'm going to set my bleed to be let's say 2 points bleed, but 3 is okay. Let me use 30 points here. Since these things are linked together, if you select this, it's going to affect all because it's linked together. You can unlink them. And I'm going to go to advanced. From advanced option is where you choose your color mode. We have 2 color, RGB and CMYK. Now CMYK is printer color. If you want you want to design printable stuff like letterhead, let's call it business card and so on, what you want to print, when you design, you go and print, you use CMYK. But if you do anything that you want to post online, you want to send it online, you use RGB, because RGB is screen color and CMYK is printer color or printable color. And we have our effects, the resolution of your work. By default we keep it 300, but if I'm using RGB, we can keep it at 72 ppi, the resolution, but I'm going to keep it here. And the preview mode, how do you want it to preview it? By default I'm going to keep it by default. All this you can change them, but this what I'm doing here, they are very, very important. You don't need to, you can go to more settings, more settings. I'm going to click on more settings, and it's going to give us a dialog box which we can create design from template. You can choose from template, which I'm not going to do that. And I think that's all for now. And the unit is quite important. This unit, sometimes I always like to use inches. I always like to keep my stuff at inches. And after that, I think we'll say create document. So I'm going to wait while it's trying to generate a document. Now welcome to Adobe Illustrator interface. So this Adobe Illustrator, we're going to look at some few things before we go into something different. I have two different pages here. That's two different artboards. What really differentiate this with other programs is that with this I can design something with this particular page and still share it to other documents, especially if I'm working with text, bulk text. I can share it to other, link it to other artboard, other which other programs they don't really do that. So Adobe Illustrator is very good and powerful, and it's very simple to use. So what we're going to look at, the bleed that I said, this alignment. So anything I'm designing will not be above this, should be inside this. So this is the bleed. I'm setting the line above the outside the page. That's the bleed. So we're going to set things, we're going to put things in place. This one is the interface I set for myself, the way I want it to be. We can change things around. Up here we have our menu bar here, and we don't have property bar because of the type of window I'm using, or the type of interface I'm using. We have different interfaces. If I'm doing a printable stuff, I can change my interface the way I want it to appear. So I have some properties up here. You can set your own properties. Now we're going to customize this. We're going to customize this Illustrator the way it's look. So I'm going to take off all this. I'm going to take off swatches. I'm going to take off all this window panel that we are seeing. I'm going to take off all of them. Now it's empty. I'm going to keep the two. It's quite empty. We're going to bring them one after the other. So what I'm going to do, let's go to window. In case you misplace, you are looking for a particular window or palette, what you need to do is go to window. I'm going to pick those that are very important. I'm going to pick appearance. Let me start with align. I'll pick align. I didn't break them. Sorry, I didn't break them. That's why it's bringing. I'm going to separate all of them. Let me remove all of them. Just click on it, drag it outside. Drag it outside. We have this one here. All these guys. I need to take them away. I don't want any of these. They're too much. All these are not really necessary. Okay, I just want to take away everything, so we start building it from scratch. We're going to start building this from scratch. Okay, it's quite empty, so I'm going to start building it one after the other. I'm going to bring my alignment and drop here. So I'll bring my alignment. I'm going to take another one, appearance, drop somewhere here. I'm going to bring my, which one is very necessary, let me say brush come with brush symbol and graphic style. This one are okay. I'm going to bring it here. Let me add one more. Color is very important. I'm going to bring my color and add this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to match them. I'm going to put them together, organize it so that it will give me a very good interface, a very good workflow, so that I can have a good platform to start designing. So what I'm going to do this side, I'm going to match everything, dock them together. So I'll put appearance and align. Let me bring stroke. Okay, stroke. Now I'm going to put, so what I'm going to do, drag on each of these, take it inside. Once you take it, you see it will highlight a color with a blue color. It will highlight with blue. You leave it there, it will link, like mesh together. So I'm having two in one here. Let me put brush there. Okay, so I have what, 3 or 1 2 3 4 5 in one here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, this appearance I want it to be down. So what I'm going to do, once you bring it, you don't need to mesh it this way. So I'm going to bring it, once you see this small light, you drop it there, so it will come down. We understand. So the color, I'll bring the color down. If I see square light, if I drop it here, it's linking like that together. But if I want it to be separate, just bring it down. So I have all of them that are in one now. So I can now take it by the side here. So I'm going to dock it, like I'm going to place it somewhere. When you carry it, don't just drop it. When you drop it, it will not link, like it will not dock itself there. So what I'm going to do, just carry it. You see a blue line. When you see a blue line, then you drop it. Let me expand this. Okay, then you've seen the light. Okay, that's the light. So drop it there. So now if I reduce it, it will reduce itself. So that's, we can play around with it. I'm going to save it. I'm not going to use it moving. I'm going to use new artboard. So the new artboard, what is going to be the name of the artboard? Let's say, let me call it my artboard or my window. Okay, so this is it. I have my window here. So even though you close this, if you want it to be like this, all these tools you want them, and most importantly is layer. I'm going to bring my layer here. Okay, I'm going to make layer under this appearance. Let it be here. Take it to conference. Okay, layer. Well, you can play around with others. I just wanted to get that idea and how to organize your window, the interface, so that you have a very good workflow. And another thing we're going to look at is setting our shortcuts. Shortcut keys in, the shortcuts you have to use in your Adobe Illustrator. So what we're going to look at, we're going to go to edit and check shortcut, keyboard shortcut. You click on keyboard shortcut. For tools, we have shortcut for tool. If you want selection, we have the shortcut is V. You can change this, you can play around with this, but I don't really I don't think you should do that, because it might get you very confused. I don't touch this. You can change what you menu command under file. These are all the shortcut keys that we have in Adobe Illustrator. Because me, I don't like doing all these. I always like using shortcut keys. So I would like you study the shortcuts, study them. In one thing about Adobe Illustrator, you can change the shortcut key. You can change them. You can change and put anything that you want. You can change shortcut keys. So, but I'm not going to do that. And we have, by the left hand side here, we have our tools. We have different types. These tools that are very if we study this tool very well, they're very the tools are very simple to use, and they give us a very powerful stuff, how to make stuff. Many tools here, and they're very simple to use here. And we have up here our property. Like, let's assume you draw something. Let me zoom and draw stuff like this and fill it with maybe with black color here. From the property, when I click on this, the property is going to change. I can change this, I can change the outline, all these things are what we're going to look at later. I can change how this stroke appear, I can change the stroke to give me a sharp edge. There are many things. Adobe Illustrator is very sweet to use. Adobe Illustrator is one of the best software I ever use. You can change this, give it a texture, give it a different look, and you can play around with opacity and so on. So guys, we're going to stop there for today, and in our next video we're going to look at how to set our preference. We're going to look at how to set a preference. We're going to study this, how to set the preference and how to set our selection and anchor. We're going to look at the type, we're going to look at units and so on. All these things are what we're going to look at in our next video. So guys, I believe you've gotten something about Adobe Illustrator. So if you don't have Adobe Illustrator installed in your system, I would like you to do that, or log into getintopc.com, getintopc. I will drop the link on the description. You check it, download Adobe Illustrator. Or if you don't have data, because the site is going to be very big, if you don't have data, I prefer you go to a software shop and buy Adobe Illustrator and crack it and enjoy it. Adobe Illustrator is very sweet to use. So see you guys, bye, thumbs up.